this is your September 2016 reading. You will see I've changed the format of the readings a little, simply because it seemed the right thing to do for this month, and it turns out it actually was. First card that comes up is your archetype for the month, and this says take time out to play. Time is actually a luxury. It says play isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It says rediscover your sense of humor and see the humorous side of life. So it's probably time not to take things quite so seriously, or not everything so seriously. When you have the opportunity to see the humor in a situation, choose or adopt that as your attitude. You will find life will alter in huge ways. Having a good sense of humor is always a good thing anyway. The second card that comes up says this could be a physical move of residence or a metaphorical move. In other words, you're leaving something behind and moving on to something new. And this speaks about possibly being brave about this, but that the time has arrived for you to do that. You're going to let go of something and move on to something new. For a lot of you, this could be a physical move. And for others of you, this is about deciding to finally change some aspect of your life. But this isn't a sudden thing. You've been approaching this for a while. Now, week one, well, actually, no, let's first look at the challenges. Your challenges. The first one says you are far better off than what you think you are. You have far more than what you think you do have, and that you will always have enough. In this card, this woman's looking at herself in the mirror and she sees herself dressed in rags. But if you look at her, she's actually dressed in absolute finery. So this is about changing your attitude or changing your perception to understand that you are actually well off. You have everything you need. You just need to see it differently. And when you behave and when you take action from that place of knowing that you have everything you need, it changes things drastically, especially your energy field. That attracts abundance in them. The next card says that the universe is going to give you some kind of nudge this month, and you may feel it's a challenge, but you need to understand that this is actually a nudge in the right direction. So it may be forcing your hand a little in something, making you do something which you feel you don't really want to do or the time isn't right, but understand this is actually a good nudge. It's the universe or spirit or God saying to you, I want you to go in this direction. And you will be guided every step of the way. It's not like it'll push you in that direction and then leave you out in the cold on your own. It will be guiding you every step of the way. In week one, the card in the love section of week one says that you and your partner are going to be separating for a while. Now, this could be one of three scenarios. Some of you, your partner might be very busy on a physical level, so you may not see as much of them. They may be busy on a mental level and you feel separated from them, but they are busy with something at the moment. For others of you, a partner could actually be going away for a while, be it on a course, be it on a job, be it on something. And then for a percentage of you, you are going to have a separation in your relationship. This isn't out of the blue, this isn't unexpected, you have seen it coming. There's not really any unexpected things coming up this month, despite the fact that there are two eclipses. It's more a case of it's going to push it to the fore now. It's finally going to have to happen. And then the next card is the Eight of Summer, and that says that you feel as if you want to move on to a better life now, that you want your life to have more meaning. So this card also makes me think that the decisions, if there is a literal separation, it is you that is wanting this to happen now. You've reached the point where you feel you can't go on like this anymore and you want a better life. For others of you where that separation is just a short term because life has now created some kind of situation where the two of you need to be separate for a while because you're both busy with your own thing or whatever. This is about both of you are seeking a better life. You're working towards higher aspirations and you might have to spend time apart. Be it that the person is actually just mentally very busy at the moment and you feel separate from them. Excuse my dog whining in the background. The big yellow hornbill birds are knocking on the window. And that always sets her off. So we're just going to accept that noise in the background as you can hear her now. Right, now the next, okay, hang on. I'm going to just pause this for a moment so I can sort this out. I'll be back in a sec. Right, birds and dogs are all quiet now. Let's continue. The next card then says to remain optimistic about your love life. So for those of you who have now made a separation that could be permanent, understand this is transient. It's just a phase you're going through. Your love life will improve. This card especially says that. And it says if you keep an optimistic or a positive attitude, it will improve quicker than you realize and what you think it would. And for those of you that are feeling that separation from your partner, be it that they're away on business or they had to see to family business or they're just very preoccupied, stay positive. Keep a positive attitude. This is just a phase you're going through. It won't be very long. The next card that comes up for week 2 is your general forecast of week 2, and this said to stay open to the opportunities coming your way now. So this means that the universe is probably going to be presenting you with new doors that are going to open, new portals that will open, new opportunities. Given that there are 2 sets of eclipses in September, I reckon this is definitely the case, especially with the solar eclipse, which is round about the 1st. You definitely will have new things coming into your life. And also to understand when things are eclipsed out of your life, which is the later eclipse, is the lunar eclipse, understand this is making way for new things to come into your life. And to keep your mind and your heart open to that, because if you're too preoccupied maybe with what has been eclipsed out of your life, you're not going to be noticing the signs of what is new and coming into your life. And you must, for your own sake, really for your happiness, be aware of that. Now week 3, this card has come up for every single star sign so far this month, bar none. So I will repeat the message that is coming through with us. Guys, people, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, you have got to appreciate yourself. You've got to love yourself. You've got to give yourself time, care, attention. You've got to love yourself. You deserve it. Treat yourself with kindness and respect. And make sure that other people do the same thing. It's terribly important. The reason is, if you deserve yourself, if you feel you are deserving of self-love, and you employ all the attitudes and all the mannerisms that help with that. When people do things to you that hurt you, that disappoint you, you don't have the feeling of retaliation. You simply accept that they're going through what they're going through. They're playing out their fears and insecurities on you, and it has nothing to do with you, and you carry on with life. When we can do this, there's no hatred, there's no anger, there's no need for retribution. There's no wars. We don't hurt people any longer. So that is what that card is all about. Big message coming through this month for everybody. Then week 4, we see that your relationship now ascends to a higher level. So that's obviously why it said stay optimistic. So those of you who have had a temporary separation for whatever the reasons are, you're suddenly going to find your partner is looking for your attention again, looking for you again, wants to spend time with you again. It's all hunky-dory. And those of you that permanently separated or feel as if you've permanently separated, you could possibly be meeting someone in the 4th week that has long-term written all over it. It's early days still, but there's definitely potential for this. Then your general forecast card says you are now divinely protected and divinely directed. You have spirit at your back and spirit on the road ahead of you. So set off knowing that. When you know you are divinely directed and protected, you set off with that mindset, life is totally different than if you set off with a fearful or reticent mindset. So set off knowing whatever you set off to do now is divinely directed and protected. Okay? Your guidance cards. First card that comes up is that of the scarab beetle, and that says something unregarded or discarded holds a secret, a seed of creation. So something that you are not paying attention to, something that you perhaps have put in the back burner, actually has potential to grow now, to flourish now. So pay attention to that something. It's going to be so different for each of you. I'm not even going to try and explain what it might be. Just understand something you've discarded, something you put on the back burner now has the potential for enormous growth. See what that is in your own life. Then the happiness card says happiness is an overall state of being. Whenever this card crops up, then I'm inclined to say to people, happiness is not when I get something, when I attain something, when I become something. Happiness happens just as you are now. If you can get your mind wrapped around that you don't need things to be happy, and you start just being happy in every moment, or trying to be happy with every moment without setting precedents for what would make you happy, that also alters life imperceptibly. It alters your energy field, and at the end of the day, that is what attracts abundance into your life. So keep that in mind. Then finally is the magic card. And this says magic has a way of touching the heart and drawing power from the soul. Magic is manifestation. It's a word for manifestation. When you can align your energy field to what you want, manifestation happens. We call that magic. So if you can make that happiness just be within you at all times, you will manifest. And you will feel the manifestation coming from the center of you, from the heart of you. You're not going to look out there for it any longer. You're going to look for it inside. And you will be able to create it with your own energy. Big, profound, long message for you guys at the end there. Think about it. Work on it. Okay. Right, Aquarius, that is your September 2016 reading. Sorry about the birds and dogs interruption. For those of you that would like a personal or private reading, we can take a look at what this new direction is that you could possibly be setting off. And for those of you that are going through a bit of trouble in your relationships at the moment and would like a reading to give you direction and guidance, you can also contact me for a personal reading. You can either email at theoracletimes@gmail.com or book a reading through the website, both of which the web addresses are in the owl picture which is showing now. Right, I do hope that you enjoyed that reading. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Also, thank you so much for the likes, the emails, the comments. I truly appreciate all of it. I really do.
Right away, you are home. Find a word for what that is. Follow the gray into the black. Far right are you run. The country glass gives back all you see in the brightness of the day. What can be wrong with the crazy old life?